but a psycho, a little bit psycho. At night she's screaming, I'm on my mind, my mind. Oh, she's hot but a psycho, so left but she's right though. At night she's screaming, I'm on my mind, my mind.
Hey guys! So welcome to the first episode of Fatal Female Friday. I actually was gonna start uploading like way back in April, and it just turned September. Like it's literally September 2nd as I'm filming this video, and this is the first channel. Um, for those of you who may remember on my Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, which should be down below, I if you follow me on my Instagram, I posted a poll asking like which case I should do for the first video. And I remember I think the two options were Casey Anthony or Eileen Warnos. And I decided not to do those cases as of right now because those are two what you would call high profile cases. Like if you ask anybody above a certain age about Casey Anthony, they would remember the case, like where they were and all, when it happened and all that, how shady Casey was and all that stuff. And then, Eileen, she was a serial killer, so obviously people obsessed with serial killers like myself, we know what went down. And so I kind of want to do like something different from other crime channels, which no offense to them, by the way, y'all are great. But I want to do cases that like really aren't that well known. Like I could get a decent amount of research from it, but it's not like well known around the world, if not that particular country. But I can get some, so I can give you all the information. I will do some well-known cases, like every once in a while, but I would like to do cases that more than likely you probably never heard of. I promise you, a lot of the cases I have set up right now, I have never even heard of. So don't feel bad, because I've never even heard of them, and I'm the one doing the research to show you. Alright, so let's jump right in and get started. And so basically, once upon a time, there's this woman called Aasia Bibi. I mean, it's spelled like Asia, except with two A's at the front instead of one, so we're going to pronounce it Asia. I don't know how to pronounce it. Please do not butcher me in these comments. So basically, once upon a time, there was this woman called Aasia Bibi. She was asked by her hand in marriage by this man who she did not love, you know, twice prior. And so, she said she said no the first time, she said no the second time. So obviously she's going to say no the third time unless by some miracle she. But not only did she not love him, he was related to her. Like it never says in any of the articles like how he's related to her, but apparently they're like related. And so I don't know if it's like by marriage or by blood, but like either way, I feel like that's worse. I actually searched it up and like cousin marriage and marrying within the family. That's pretty common like in Pakistan apparently. So I don't. And so Asia gets asked by her husband at the time a third time, because maybe third time's a charm, right? As they say. Well, of course, she doesn't love the dude, so she says no. But this time, I guess the people like in charge of the marriage, because it was an arranged marriage, they wasn't taking no for an answer, and so they basically made her like, look, you gonna marry this dude whether you like it or not, because we already arranged you for it. Like this is our family tradition, all that good stuff. And so Asia, for good reason too, was upset because again, like I said multiple times, which I'm probably gonna say it multiple times again. But basically, because again, she didn't love the dude, and she felt that she didn't have to marry him if I don't love you. Which, honestly, girl, same. And so, because again, like I said, this is an arranged marriage, and the Western Hemisphere. Oh my gosh, the Western Hemisphere, like the United States and Canada, and yeah, but over there in third world countries, that's common. A lot of times for money and status. It's rarely, if ever, for love. I mean, so then Asia goes on to marry her husband, Imjad Hussein, against her will, basically, because family forced her. She had no other choice, really. And so, about 6 months later, there's one source that says like literally like not even a month, but most of them say six. So I kind of want to go with the latter and say six because the majority of them say six. About a good 6 months into the marriage, like not even a year. And so the one of the crazy things about this case is actually days before the poisoning, which days before the deaths, she she actually fled like, and by she I mean Asia, my bad. She actually fled like to her parents' house and like was begging them, but like, I don't want to be with him. Can I stay with you? Like, help.
Help me! Help me! Nigga! Help me!
And so the parents were like, go back. Because, at least from what I've read, which I will leave down below, it said she was living with him and his parents. So I guess that's her in-laws since that's his parents, but they're related. So I don't know. Again, it's like, you know, and so she's upset because parents made her go back, and so she decides he gotta die. He is, we ain't read about no abuse, we ain't read about no cheating allegations or nothing. He just gotta die because I don't love him. And she had a whole side dude, like a little, like she had a husband, but she had a boyfriend who she was planning to marry, who she actually loved. So it said that she got the poison from the boyfriend, and there was an aunt involved. I don't know if it's his aunt or her aunt. The sources differ. It's somebody's aunt, but what I can verify is it's somebody's aunt. So somebody's aunt was giving out poison. And so the boyfriend, whose name is Shadid Lashari, I think that's how you pronounce it. And so I couldn't find a picture of him. Like literally every picture of him, he has like a bag over his head when arrested. So I guess I don't know why they do that, but your guess is good as mine. And so I literally only have 5 articles on this case, okay? And those are the ones in English. Like, but like the full timeline of what happened, a decent timeline of what happened, yeah, I only have a good 5 sources. I was looking to even find those. And those are the ones in English. There were some more, but I don't. And then, okay. Well, so basically, Shadid in Asia was over here, plotting to kill the husband. And Shadid, which is the boyfriend, he goes and gets some milk. He puts the poison in the milk. He gives it to Asia, and it's like, this is what we're going to use to kill your husband with. So I guess Asia was like on board because she's like, if it gets him dead and away from me, yeah, because people have more sympathy, I guess, if you're a widow, because like when you're married, it's something like till death does you part. So I guess, but if you're a widow, people have more sympathy on you because like, oh well, the husband died, so they were together till death does them part, like they're supposed to be. Well, but divorce wasn't really an option. Like as much as because like you can, which is expensive, but it's an option. You know, whereas over there, I guess it's seen as like shameful, but it would be less disgraceful, I guess, if you were a widow versus getting a divorce. Because like, oh, you're a widow, the husband died. Obviously, most people, if not everybody, hell, I would even pity on you if you're a widow. So, you know. So she gives her husband the milk, and unfortunately for her, her husband does not drink it. For whatever reason. I guess he just wasn't in the mood for it or whatever at the time.
This squirrel's trying to kill me.
So somehow, I guess it was like put into. I want to say it was put into like a fridge. It doesn't ever like say it, but I want to say it was put. I imagine the milk, because if the milk's been open, of course, it normally goes into the fridge. Especially like milk normally goes into the fridge if it's not being used, right? So in my mind, I'm imagining that it was put into a fridge because somehow the mom, not Asia's mom, but the husband's mom, like the Hussein guy, yeah, his mom ends up using the milk, not the regular milk, but the poisoned milk. Which keep in mind, as far as we know, she doesn't know it was poison. At least, as far as we know, the mom didn't know the milk was. Otherwise, that would make her a co-conspirator, would it not? And so the mom, the Hussein guy's mother, which I guess is Asia's mother-in-law, she uses the milk, which she doesn't know was like contaminated. She uses the milk to make lassi, which is like this. Apparently, it's like this really popular like drink in South Asia, which basically is like yogurt. So she uses it and she feeds it to the extended members of the family. And so because there was a little bit of poison in the yogurt, but apparently there was enough to feed it to like 27 people. I don't know how much poison they put in that milk, but y'all, that milk was only intended to kill one person. Somehow, some way, like I don't know how much poison, because it said the boyfriend put the poison in there, so that kind of makes him like part of the murder since he's the one technically put it in there. That milk was strong enough to kill 17 people alone. 17 people alone, bro. Like, imagine, like, can you imagine? Okay, y'all probably think I'm crazy, but try to imagine, like, you were trying to kill one person, and in the process of killing one person, you accidentally kill 17. And then the one person you was trying to kill, he didn't even die. Sources say he's still alive to this day. I mean, hell, I wouldn't want to get remarried either after finding out my wife tried to kill me, or I guess husband in my case. But I mean, and your wife tried to kill you. I mean, I would. Anytime you get married again, I don't blame him. And so it was said that like all the 27 that consumed the milk, like they did not feel good. I guess they were. It doesn't exactly say like what signs they show, but I imagine like diarrhea, puking, just like like the normal signs you get when you're poisoned, like stuff like that. Well, there was no near hospitals. Like there were no hospitals nearby. Keep in mind, this is a third world country. There are no hospitals nearby. Okay, so they have to. So originally they went to a hakim, which basically was like this physician who uses like remedies and stuff to treat people. But once they saw that wasn't working and they needed actual like medical care, then they went to a hospital, which was like in a whole other district. So then, like I said, 27 people, 17 people died. So that's what, like 10 survivors? And so they get to this hospital and they don't know what to think because all these people are having this nice, I assume, family dinner for them all to be gathered like that. And so the next thing you know, they all come in like stomach pains. By that point, I'm pretty sure by the time they get to the hospital, some of them had already died. So, it's too late for them, obviously. But at least try to save the ones that are still here, the ones that are still with us. So originally, it was actually believed that a lizard had gone to the milk because apparently somehow that's possible, and that's how it's contaminated. Because apparently it must have happened before. I don't know. And so this older woman in the family, it doesn't say who, but this older woman in the family apparently had noticed that Asia had didn't drink any of the milk. Because obviously, I mean, she ain't trying to drink the poison milk. She ain't trying to die. But it made her look
suspicious in all sorts of ways.
or suspicious when she did not drink any of the lassi herself. Like, because apparently she was the only. This person must have had equal, like eagle eyes or something because she said Asia was the only person who didn't drink the milk. So it must be the milk. And then she's perfectly fine, ain't nothing wrong with her. We all drink that milk stuff, the lassie, and we're all here clinging to life, and you got somebody already dead. So she must have something to do with it, or she knows what has something to do with it, and she's probably just scared to speak up. So then, of course, the police interview Asia as a suspect because they have an actual reason to see her as a suspect. And so, in this case, for like the third time, actually was because the last were the third, but in this case, the third time actually was the charm because she did when asked about the murders, she denied the first and second time because she did not intend to kill them. She only intended to kill the husband, but they, I guess, died as a result of what she did. So obviously, if she didn't intend to kill them, she denied those murders because it was like, I didn't mean to kill them, you know. And so I didn't mean to kill them, but it happened. And then the third time, I guess like her guilt got the best of her. She just broke down and confessed. When asked why she poisoned all those people, because obviously, if you kill someone, the police are going to know, like, what was your reason for killing the person? She basically said she felt that it was her right, not to like kill him, but she felt it was her right that she didn't have to be in a marriage arranged that she did not, where she did not love the person, even though it was arranged by the family, even though yes, it is tradition, and you're kind of supposed to do that. She felt that she didn't have to do that. And so it's even said that, like, prior to the murder, doesn't exactly when, but it says that she even told her parents that she was willing to go to any extent to get out of the marriage. And so I guess, hell, she went to any extent because she tried to kill the dude, and it didn't work out because she ended up killing half the family. So then the police are, like, questioning Asia and her boyfriend, Shadid, for like 2 weeks and to see whether it was her or him that orchestrated the entire murder. Asia basically gave it up and said, "Oh, well, it was him referring to the boyfriend, not the husband, just to clarify. It was the boyfriend who orchestrated it all, but he had promised to marry her, and so an aunt, and then, like, there's some sources saying it's her aunt, and then you got other sources saying it's his aunt, but what I do know, apparently, it's somebody's aunt, because she's being mentioned as an aunt in every source, so she's an aunt to somebody. Even though I can't tell you, like, whose aunt it is, his or hers, I can tell you her name, Z- Zarina Mai. And so I know that she was involved with the murder. So basically, it was the boyfriend, Asia, and Zarina. And so obviously, once it was realized that all three of them were involved, obviously they all three were arrested. You kill that many people, obviously you're going to get arrested. I mean, whether it was intentional or not. Shadid and Asia were actually charged under the anti-terrorist law in Pakistan. And so Asia and Shadid were actually sentenced to this pre-trial prison, which I guess is where they were going to stay before the trial even started. And it said that they would actually stay there for probably about 2 weeks. And so they both were actually ordered to pay about 3 million rupees each, which in American dollars, if you're wondering how much that is, it's literally like 23,000. So $23,000 for murder. Okay. But 3 million, I imagine, you understand, like, I imagine that's like a lot of money over there. Like, 3 million over here sounds great, but 3 million over there, I'm probably balling. And it's safe to assume neither one of them had money like that. So, don't know where that money's coming from. Look, it's even said that, like, prior to the murder, doesn't exactly when, but it says that she even told her parents that she was willing to go to any extent to get out of the marriage. And so I guess, oh, she went to any extent because she tried to kill the dude, and it didn't work out because she ended up killing half the family. So then the police are like questioning Asia and her boyfriend, Shadid, for like 2 weeks and to see whether it was her or him that orchestrated the entire murder. Asia basically gave it up and said, oh, well, it was him referring to the boyfriend, not the husband, just to clarify. It was the boyfriend who orchestrated it all, but he had promised to marry her. And so, an aunt, and then, like, there's some sources saying it's her aunt, and then you got other sources saying it's his aunt. But what I do know, apparently, it's somebody's aunt, because she's being mentioned as an aunt in every source. So, she's an aunt to somebody. Even though I can't tell you like whose aunt it is, his or hers, I can tell you her name, Z- Zarina Mai. And so I know that she was involved with the murder. So basically, it was the boyfriend, Asia, and Zarina. And so obviously, once it was realized that all three of them were involved, obviously they all three were arrested. You kill that many people, obviously you're going to get arrested. I mean, whether it was intentional or not. Shadid and Asia were actually charged under the anti-terrorist law in Pakistan. And so Asia and Shadid were actually sentenced to this pre-trial prison, which I guess is where they were going to stay before the trial even started. And it said that they would actually stay there for probably about 2 weeks. And so they both were actually ordered to pay about 3 million rupees each, which in American dollars, if you're wondering how much that is, it's literally like 23,000. So $23,000 for murder. Okay. But 3 million, I imagine, you understand, like I imagine that's like a lot of money over there. Like 3 million over here sounds great, but 3 million over there, I'm probably balling. And it's safe to assume neither one of them had money like that, so don't know where that money's come from. And so in November 2018, so I guess about after a year after the murder being committed, Asia was sentenced to 15 years, sorry, 15 life sentences concurrently, which, concurrently means at the same time. So I guess they could run them all like at the same time. So I guess she might have a chance again now because it didn't say like without parole or anything or eternity. So she might have a chance of parole, which I hope not. I mean, I highly doubt she's getting parole considering the strict laws they have in Pakistan and also the fact you killed that many people. Yes, it may be an accident. You only trying to kill one person, but for you to kill that many people, I highly doubt she's getting out of prison. Shadi, the boyfriend, he ends up getting multiple life sentences as well. It doesn't say exactly like how many, unlike with Asia, it's told us 15. So she's screwed. The boyfriend, multiple. I don't know about you guys, when I hear multiple, I think at least three. So just to have one life sentence is bad, but thinking like three, I'm pretty sure they're both screwed in there till they're dead. I couldn't find on any sources actually what the ant got because I know some of y'all were wondering what did the ant get. Well, I'm pretty sure the ant got arrested too, or maybe hell, maybe she snitched and got free. Got free, like immunity in exchange for telling. You got, and it doesn't actually go to the extent of how much she was involved in. So that was the first episode of Fatal Female Friday. Sorry that it's shorter than I thought it would be. I thought it'd be at least 10 minutes. If it's shorter than that, then I guess you're welcome, or I'm sorry if you want to see more. There actually should be another video uploading today. I don't, they should be uploading together. So you'll have two videos for this Friday. So hopefully that video will be a little bit longer. And so yeah, that's the story of Asia Bibi. I will see you next Friday, or I guess in a couple minutes if you're watching my videos back to back, because I'm uploading two videos on the same day. So I guess in a couple minutes if you go watch the other video because this one came first. So yeah, that's Fatal Female Friday for you guys. And we'll see how the series goes. Hope it goes well. And yeah.